Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good evening to all of you. Ms. Secretary, do we have enough quorum to start our meeting?
Salam. We still do not have enough quorum to start this meeting. Miss Chairwoman, Miss Izzah called and she informed me that she needs to send her mother to the hospital for checking up.
Alright, thank you for the information. I think that we can start now because I have an appointment after this.
Walaikum. Sorry for being late, Miss Chairwoman. I need to send my mom for her monthly checkup.
Oh, that's alright, Ms. Izzah. You may take your seat now and I think that we can proceed our meeting, right? Mr. Secretary?
Yes, sure, Miss Chairwoman.
Hi everyone, I'm good to welcome all of you to our second meeting of the annual trip of Travelvalve Club. Thank you for being present and participating in our meeting today. Shall we call the meeting to order?
Yes, Miss Chairwoman.
Before I proceed this meeting, are there any apologies for absence for today's meeting, Ms. Secretary?
Yes, Miss Chairwoman. I have received an apology for absent for Mr. Haikal, Miss Rose, and Mr. Arif. They are not in college due to health problem issues and taking care of his dad respectively. It is all, Miss Chairwoman.
No, and thank you, Ms. Secretary. And now I believe that we can proceed to the next item regarding of the minutes from the previous meeting. Shall we?
Yes, Miss Chairwoman.
Yes, Miss Chairwoman.
Ms. Secretary, could you please distribute the copies of the minute of the last meeting to all of the members?
Sure, Miss Chairwoman.
I hope everyone can pay your attention to Ms. Secretary while she reads the minutes of previous meeting.
From the previous meeting, we have discussed first, Ms. Shafiqah proposed and seconded by Ms. ALYA that the participants for our trip to Langkawi is KPM-BP students. She proposed to bring a total of 25 KPM Bandar Penawa students. It is because these trips can give our club members an opportunity to gain experience and relieve their stress. Then, her proposal was put to a vote and carried unanimously. Next, our second special business that we have discussed was travel destination. Ms. Izzah suggested, seconded by Ms. Izzati, that the destination for the trip is Langkawi. At first, Ms. Izzah proposed to go to Sabah, but when she thinks about it and count all the expenses in terms of transportation of going to Sabah, the cost is higher than Pulau Langkawi. The ticket for the flight is quite pricey. Plus, the weather in Sabah in November is quite bad, so many activities cannot be held. The proposal was put to a vote and carried unanimously. Lastly, the person in charge was our last topic that we have discussed. Ms. Izzati proposed, seconded by Ms. ALYA, to choose Ms. Shafiqah to be in charge in transportation. It is because Ms. Shafiqah's father formerly drove a tour bus. So we can know the budget we spend for the bus to Langkawi. Also, Ms. Izzati proposed and seconded by Ms. Shafiqah to choose Ms. ALYA to oversee accommodation in Langkawi. It is because she mentioned had lately visited Langkawi. Additionally, Ms. Izzah has prior expertise managing accommodation for events. Of course, Ms. Izzah is aware of the ideal location for 20 people to remain there. For the last position to be in charge, Ms. Izzati proposed, seconded by Ms. Shafiqah, to choose Ms. Izzah to decide where we may go in Langkawi. She stated Ms. ALYA had travelled there under school. Because of that, Ms. ALYA travelled to a lot of intriguing locations and engaged in a lot of adventurous activities in Langkawi. So Ms. ALYA can advise on the finest places to visit and things to do in Langkawi. After some discussion, the proposition was put to a vote and was approved by an unanimously vote. That's all, Ms. Chairwoman.
Thank you so much, Ms. Secretary. Is there any amendment to be made?
Yes, Ms. Chairwoman, I noticed that there is an error on item number 16 regarding the total of participant list. The number of participants should be 35 students, not 25 students.
Oh, thank you, Ms.
Thank
Shafika.
you, Ms. Shafika.
Is there any another amendment to be made?
Yes, Ms. Chairwoman. There is amendment to item number 9. The person in charge for overseeing the accommodation is Ms. IZZAH, not Ms. ALYA. While for deciding the places to go when we are in Langkawi is Ms. ALYA, not Ms. IZZAH.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Treasurer. Ms. Secretary, please make amendment for the person in charge.
Yes, Ms. Chairwoman.
Do we have any amendment?
No, Ms. Chairwoman.
No,
No,
Ms.
Ms.
Chairwoman.
Chairwoman.
Alright then, can someone propose the minutes to be passed as a true record?
Ms. Chairwoman, I propose that the minutes to be passed as a true record.
Is there anyone to second motion?
Ms. Chairwoman, I second the motion.
Okay, let's move on to the fourth item, which is matters arising out of the meeting. Are there any matters arising?
Yes, Ms. Chairwoman. The Director of KPMB has approved all the paperwork for expedition activities that we plan to do during the trip to Langkawi. We also already decide on participants in this trip, person in charge, and travel destination. What left just on the budget on transportation, accommodation, and destination. That's all, Ms. Chairwoman.
Thank you, Ms. Shafika. Next, we shall move on to the next item, which is correspondence. Ms. Secretary, could you please go through the correspondence?
Yes, Ms. Chairwoman. I will read the email. First, an email of the allocations of funds for the 3 days and 2 nights trip to Langkawi has been approved by the Director of KPM Bandar Penawar. Second, an email from the kind parents, which is his daughter, one of the members in Travelvalve Club, Encik Muhammad Ikram, have donated some money, about 1,700 ringgit to our club.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. It was an honor to receive the funds. Ms. Secretary, please print out and fill up a copy of the email to our notice board. Let's proceed to the next agenda, which is report. Ms. Treasurer, will you present the financial report for the last month?
Sure, Ms. Chairwoman. This is the account statement for last month. So everyone can refer to the account statement while I'm presenting. This is the balance that we had last June in bank, which is 1,550 ringgit is the amount we have for cash in hand. All the money we get from one of parents of our student. Other than that, we also get contribution from MYSARAH, and the rest are from the balance from the previous month. As you can see, our expenses are including the cost of transportation, payment for our accommodation during the trip.
I see. Thank you for the brief explanation about our financial statement for last month. Is there any questions or comment regarding to the financial statement?
Ms. Chairwoman, the way I see this financial statement, I think that we have least amount of funds. So I suggest that we can increase the amount by ask for sponsorship from big companies such as Bank Islam or Petronas. And maybe we can do some small business to gain extra income.
That's a good point. I agree with you, Ms. IZZAH.
Alright, thank you, Ms. Uza and Ms. Treasurer. I strongly agree with your suggestions. And Ms. Secretary, please take note about this. Now, let's get started with our main consideration, which is special business. So today, we will discuss the budget for transportation, accommodation, destination. First, we are going to discuss about the budget for our transportation for this trip, which is Langkawi. Oh, I'm so sorry. The first one should be accommodation. Any suggestion of accommodation?
Yes, Ms. Chairwoman, I propose that we will stay at Lancos Hotel as it serves with many accommodation and also nearby with the place that bring attraction to tourists when they have come to Malaysia. Besides, the person will stay in one room so it can make the students more comfortable.
I would like to second the motion, Ms. Chairwoman.
Sorry, Miss Chairwoman, I will have to oppose the proposal. I think it will be better if we find a hotel that can be paid more than 2% because this can save our money as the price will be divided with 4%. I think we can stay at Chenang View Hotel. This hotel is a strategic area because it is near to underwater world, Telaga Tujuh and Wildlife Park, which is the tourist attraction.
Thank you for your suggestion. Okay, let's vote on this matter, shall we? Will those in favor of the proposal, please raise your hand from the reaction there. Ms. Secretary, please count the votes.
Okay, Ms. Chairwoman.
Ms. Secretary, please count the votes.
Okay, Ms. Chairwoman.
Since the motion has received a majority vote, the motion is there passed with large majority. It is resolved that the Chenang View Hotel will be used as our accommodation in Langkawi. Alright, let's proceed to the second special business, which is discussing about the budgeting of transportation.
Ms. Chairwoman, I propose to take a flight from Johor Bahru to Kuala Place. By boarding this flight, the allotted time to reach the destination is faster, which is for 1 hour 30 minutes. The ticket price for one passenger is as much as 598 ringgit and 52 cents for Malaysia Airlines. So the budget required for 40 students, including us, as 23,940 ringgit and 80 cents.
Yes, I agree with you, Ms. Shafiqah, so I would like to second the motion.
Sorry, I'm not agree with the idea. This is because the ticket price has exceeded the budget for our club.
Do you have any other option for our transportation, Ms. Shafiqah?
Oh, I see. Don't worry. We have another option. I want to motion that we need to take the express bus from Johor Bahru to Kuala Perlis. The allocated cost is lower compared to taking a flight. Then we will hire an express bus to go from Johor Bahru to Kuala Perlis. The bus rental price for one day is as much as 1,700 ringgit. So we will rent an express bus for 2 days, which is the first day we go, and for the last time we will come back from Kuala Perlis to Johor Bahru. The budget we need for this transportation is 3,400 ringgit for 2 days.
Wow, this way better I guess than we taking a flight. So I would like to second the motion.
Next, I want to propose that from the jetty to Langkawi, we will take a ferry. It takes 1 hour 15 minutes. Ticket for adult is 80 ringgit per person. The budget for taking a ferry is 720 ringgit one way. From my survey, this is the best price of ticket we will get. As soon as we arrive in Langkawi, we will rent a tower bus for 3 days to facilitate our club there. The tower bus rental for one day is 850 ringgit. The budget rent tower bus for 3 days is 2,550 ringgit. We also have to pay the tower guides wages, which are 150 ringgit for 3 days. Last but not least, the total budget we need for our transportation trip in Langkawi are 7,540 ringgit. That's all from me, Ms. Chairwoman.
Sounds good, Ms. Shafiqah. Thank you everyone for picking up your suggestion. I can't deny that to agree with both opinions. So the best way to resolve this matter is to put this matter to a vote, shall we? We shall cast our vote on the ballot sheet. to decide which transportation will be used for our trip. Ms. Secretary, please take action in counting the vote.
Alright, Ms. Chairwoman.
For everyone, please cast your vote on the ballot sheet and return it to Ms. Secretary. Ms. Secretary, please count the vote.
Okay, Ms. Chairwoman.
I will now announce the votes to everyone. 3 votes will take the express bus and only 1 vote for the flight. It is resolved that we choose the majority, which is the express bus. Alright, moving on to the next special business, which is the budget for destination. Does anyone have any suggestion for our destination budget?
Ms. Chairwoman, I propose that when we in Langkawi, the first destination that we can go is Kilimjo Forest Park. We can take the package B Langkawi Mangrove Tour. The fee for this package is 270 ringgit for 8% per boat. Since we have 40%, we can take 5 boats for that package. So the total budget that we need to be released for this destination is 1,350 ringgit. Next, in the afternoon, I suggest to go to Langkawi Sky Cap because this place is a famous place in Langkawi. The recommended package to take is the 5-in-1 package where this includes Sky Cap, Sky Bridge, Sky Dome, Sky Rack and 3D Art Langkawi. The ticket price for this package is 47 ringgit per person. So the budget required for 40 students is 1,880 ringgit.
Wow, it is good to hear that. Does anyone have a different proposal to add on?
No, Ms. Chairwoman, the Treasurer's proposal is quite good and I think there is no other proposal.
Yes, I agree with you, Ms. Shafika. So I would like to second the motion for the first day destinations.
Alright then, if that's so, shall we put this matter to a vote by a show of hands to confirm everyone's decision?
Yes, please, Ms.
Yes,
Chairwoman.
please, Ms. Chairwoman.
Will those in favor of proposal, please raise your hand. All have agreed to the motion. The motion is therefore passed unanimously. Ms. ALYA, how about the second day of our trip? Which destination will you suggest?
For the second day, I suggest to go to Skytrack since most of us are interested in extreme activities. So, this place is suitable for all of us. The ticket price is 60 ringgit per person for the Little Legend package. So, the budget required is 2,400 ringgit. Then, after we're done, I plan to go to the Time Travel Imaginarium.
Ms. Chairwoman, I second the motion.
Will all those in favor raise your emoticon hand?
Yes, Ms. Chairwoman.
If that's so, the motion is therefore passed unanimously. Alright, Ms. ALYA, you may proceed to give your suggestions for the third day.
On the last day, I suggest to go to Langkawi Wildlife Park. The ticket price for one person is 30 ringgit. So the budget required for 40 students including us is 1,200 ringgit. The last place that we can go before go back is Underwater World if they have a time.
Oh, I have no problem with that. Anyone to second the motion?
I second the motion, Ms. Chairwoman.
May I have a word?
Yes, you may, Ms. IZZAH.
I'm impressed with your suggestion, but I think we don't have enough time. We need to catch the ferry to go back to Kuala Perlis. So we can only visit the Langkawi Wildlife Park.
I agree with Ms. IZZAH.
Okay, everyone, shall we put this matter to a vote? Will those in favor of the proposal please press the good emoticon? Ms. Secretary, please count the vote. I received the vote result. There are 3 votes and 1 vote for going to Langkawi White Park and Langkawi Wildlife Park with underwater world respectively. The motion is therefore passed with large majority. Shall we close the discussion now and move to any other business?
Yes, Ms.
Yes,
Chairwoman.
Ms. Chairwoman.
Mrs. Chairwoman, Ms. Mary has invited all the colleges to her science birthday party, which can be held in Hard Rock Cafe, Puteri Harbour, Johor. The party will be started at 2:30 p.m. The dress code for the party is greenish white, and also the party will be started at 2:30 p.m.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Izzah, for letting us know. We'll see you guys there.
Alright, Ms. Chairwoman.
The next item is date, time, and place of the next meeting. Let's decide on the date, time, and place of the next meeting. Okay, how about if we have it on 6th September 2022 at 3 p.m. in Microsoft Teams? Are you guys free at that time?
Yes, Ms. Chairwoman.
Yes, Ms. Chairwoman.
Yes, Ms. Chairwoman.
Great. Therefore, it decided that the next meeting will be held on 6 September 2022 at 3 p.m. in Microsoft Teams. Before I adjourn this meeting, can I have someone to propose the meeting to be adjourned?
Ms. Chairwoman, I propose that we adjourn the meeting.
Ms. Chairwoman, I second the motion.
Thank you, Ms. Izzah and Ms. Treasurer, and also thank you to everyone for your cooperation and participation in today's discussion. See you guys again in the next meeting. Now, I declare that the meeting is closed. Thank you, everyone.
You're
You're
welcome,
welcome,
Ms.
Ms.
Chairwoman.
Chairwoman.
Bye.
Thank you.